What's good, YouTube? Y'all ought to know it's your boys. Them boys crazy. Y'all ought to know it's your boy Royce Rob up in this motherfucker, man.
I already know what's going on, man. Know it's your boy Campbell Official. Anytime you see our face, you know it's time for another reaction, man.
Man, this right here is 12 things you did not know about Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? It's a parade in my city, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
A parade in my city.
You hear me? It's a parade in my city. Ja Morant crazy. I ain't the fuck gave my boy the 8-day suspension, dog.
But shit, he's almost up now.
None. I mean, 8-game suspension.
But ain't they counting all the games that he already missed?
I don't know. Probably so. They probably is. Because we ain't got about 11 games left.
I'm so like...
And they been holding it down, though. Grid been holding it down. They been 50-50.
Don't lie, they...
Him to being sued by one of his fans. These are 12 things you didn't know about Ja Morant. And for number one, Ja's favorite brand is Nike. And when he was drafted number 2 overall, he knew he was going to get his own sneaker deal. He also knew he wanted to be signed by Nike. So, to make sure he did, Ja refused to meet with any other brands during the process. He said no to Puma, Adidas, and Jordan. And when he walked out of the meeting with Nike, he signed a multi-year deal worth somewhere around $30 million. Nike described Ja as their first Gen Z athlete, adding him to Nike's art.
Ain't Jordan with Nike, or is he?
Jordan.
He just got to collect like what?
No, Jordan is on brand.
What's the Nike sign stuff? What's it like collab or something?
Well, when it first came out,
Cause I know he didn't even want to be with Nike. He said he wanted to be with Adidas.
Yeah, he wanted to be with
Was it Adidas or Puma?
Converse.
Converse. This was
Converse.
Converse.
Yeah. So once upon a time, Jordan was, Nike. That's why when you have like the
OGs, yeah,
and stuff like
exactly
that.
When I watched the
you had a Nike on
what
there.
it called?
What you watch?
Last Dance. Yeah. I watched it a couple times.
Yo, somewhere on down the line, Jordan is on.
This is why I ain't finna go too deep into it, but this is why I say he's the GOAT, bro. You can't. I understand like the LeBron argument on the court, but you got to go off the court stuff too. Like
nope.
He changed his generation. Like he just
being real.
The man just.
When it come down to the shoes and all that, bro.
Shoes, clothes, influence.
Ain't nobody messing with Jay.
Bro, nobody's messing with
You gotta realize
that,
it's 2023, and Jay are still as relevant as they was back then.
Back in '96.
You understand what I'm saying?
95.
I'll put you like this. When it come down to like the LeBrons and the KDs and
they are the same category.
All this stuff, bro. It's like, yeah, you gonna have a couple of LeBron that's worth a lot of money. You gonna have some that's
and they're just for the hype.
On some hype beast.
It's gonna be worth a lot of money because what he did that game or something.
And the only ones that I know personally, and I'm not down talking them, but the only ones I know that's up there is the Honeycombs and the South Beach Giants.
Yep, South Beach.
I don't know no other ones. They're just like, oh my God. But when it comes down to them J's, it's too many.
Bro, you got people that do. You got people that make it do what it do for them J's.
Bro, it's too many, and I'm just saying, bro. Like, call me biased or whatever. Them Jordans, bro. And like I said, everybody ain't got to worm. Everybody ain't got to like them, whatever. But you got to give them, man.
You got to give them respect.
And I ain't gonna lie. I already know, like, man, y'all be wearing J's and. He don't even want y'all wearing them. He don't even wear them. He don't like black. Whatever the case may be. I'm just being real, bro. I don't care about nothing.
And that's what people have to realize me. Man, whatever them folks got going on personally,
like
it's them.
Shoes.
Because I'm gonna be real. If we was to like just go, I'm talking about just blow up. I'm talking about some insanely out of this world, one of the biggest, if not the biggest YouTubers to ever do it, and he was to be on some stuff like these are the first ever YouTubers that I wanted to give a contract to. You think I'm finna say no because they want people wearing the J's? Man, you crazy.
If them folks gave me a contract and said you can't wear nothing else but J for the rest, I'm cool. I don't have to wear no other shoes.
It is, bro.
For the rest of my life, bro.
It is so, bro. I promise you. I really don't do it, really.
I'm saying, I really don't. Like,
couple
bro,
forces, couple polo boots, couple this, couple that.
Yeah, like, I switch it up here. I got my forces, I got my teams.
I ain't rocking Balenciagas and all them. I ain't rocking all this, bro.
When it come down to the J's, bro.
So,
if I had the endorsement, I'm straight. I can get how many per I want, whenever
per I
want.
Then you gotta realize when you got endorsement with Join, you get the family and friends joint, the exclusive
crazy,
joints,
yeah.
the exclusive $10,000. Boy, you crazy?
Gotta have.
Got to.
Full roster of NBA talent, including LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Kevin Durant. Ja's releasing the first signature shoe with the Nike swoosh on it, since Giannis did it in 2019. The shoe is set to release in April of 2023, but Ja's already worn a pair on the court, as he rocked a purple pair against the Golden State Warriors on Christmas Day, and he had to make sure to show everyone his new shoes, posting them on the gram, while also showing off his logo made by Nike. But custom shoes weren't the only thing Ja was chasing, because when asked what he's addicted to, he had a simple answer.
Addicted to that is perfectly legal.
Money.
When Ja Morant got more money in his pocket, he definitely began to ball out. This brings us to number 2, because Ja Morant made the Grizzlies the most iced out team in the NBA. When Ja was named an NBA All-Star in 2022, he rocked the flashiest smile during Media Day. This was because he was rocking a custom diamond grill, created by legendary custom jeweler Johnny Dang. Morant purchased the grills back in 2020, which ultimately led to his teammates Jaren Jackson Jr. and Brandon Clark adding custom diamond grills to their jewelry collection. Ja's custom diamond grill cost around $35,000 to make, and he was asked by Johnny himself if he would ever wear the grills during an NBA game. Ja responded by saying he might try to find me or something.
They go 150,000, 200,000 out here.
Don't do it.
I promise.
But grills aren't the only thing Ja spends his millions on. After signing a 5-year, $200 million contract, he got 2 different Rolls Royces, the Dawn and the Cullinan.
It be so, that might sound a 5-year, 200 mil. Then you just got a $30 million, $35 million contract with these shoes. I ain't gonna lie, boy.
Don't fuck with me.
It's a parade inside my city for real.
It's a parade. Yes, sir.
But that
Million.
300
Million, bro.
and it's so shit.
It would have been a parade in my city.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. And I think that's the reason why we be forgetting that Ja is so new to the league, because he did so
Oh, really?
much. Same thing with Luka. Like, these folks that did so much in such a short span of time, bro. Jason Tatum, like, these folks, like, they I don't know, bro. They be young with it too, bro.
Iced out cars. That's crazy.
Cullinan, boy.
House, $3 million house, all this type of stuff.
And them motherfuckers complaining about how they loaf of bread is. Real.
Car in the eggs.
And they here trip with the bed, though. Bruh, $12?
That's crazy.
That's $1 egg, man.
You to get one of them.
You saw, bruh, had not the Ziploc bag. What you call it that you tell?
The zip up.
Them little plastic bag, them little clear joint.
Like the little plastic.
Yeah, everybody say, I get 3 of these, I buy it all, I get 3. 3 for the
For
5.
real, bro. They don't make no sense. Everything going on.
Real.
Worth almost $500K
That's
each.
crazy.
Plus, he bought a $3 million mansion right across the street from his parents. But as for Ja's favorite animal, it's probably giraffes. When he received the NBA Rookie of the Year award in 2020, the Memphis Zoo did something special. When their newest giraffe was born on November 10th, they named it Ja-Raph, in honor of Ja Morant. The Memphis Zoo is a huge supporter of the Grizzlies, so they knew they had to show their support to their young star. Ja was so excited about having a giraffe named after him that he had to tweet about it. But he had to make sure the giraffe knew he would still put him on a poster.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't believe it. You hear me? I don't believe it.
But a
Come on,
giraffe
nigga, what?
wasn't the only thing he got for winning Rookie of the Year. He also got his name featured in his favorite music. Because at number 4, as soon as Ja was selected with the number 2 pick in the 2019 draft, he was in the spotlight. His high-flying dunks caused him to stand out to rappers. And also the Rookie of the Year award. Since he won the award, he was already featured in numerous artist songs, including J. Cole's My Life featuring 21 Savage and Murray and Lloyd Banks' Death by Design. However, the Grizzlies star already tweeted out his favorite song that shouted him out, which was Moneybagg Yo's song, Rookie of the Year. The entire song is based around Ja's Rookie of the Year award, and is a direct shout out to him. Ja's playlist that
When YB drop this song, it's over.
If he
YB
ever-
drop Morant's
It's
song.
over with.
Or he throw Ja Morant's name in the song.
It's over.
It's over with. He back on the BS. You might well gonna give him 8 more games suspension.
Man, what, 800?
What? Shh.
has to be fire, since it's full of songs that just talk about him. Now, even though on the surface, Josh seems to be a nice guy, it seems like he has a dark side to him as well. It's one thing to talk trash in an NBA game, but it's another to talk trash to some kids in a pickup game at home. A teenager was playing a pickup game against Ja Morant when the two got into it. The team threw the basketball, accidentally hitting Ja in the face. Ja came up to him.
You threw the basketball. Did they throw it like trying to pass it? Because you ain't accidentally bop nobody in no face with no ball.
With them bops.
Man,
Man.
there's only two ways you get hit in the face with the ball. Somebody can't shoot an air ball,
Man,
and it come down and hit you in the face.
That basketball to the face.
Woo!
You be ready to fight.
Bro, I remember I would record, bro. This was the market. I would record the market. Oh my goodness. I still had the video. It was in my old Samsung. I'm recording, man. Shoot his three. He on this side, I'm on this side. He doing the side son. I shot this son. Damn, they don't coming straight to me. They just hit me, cuz. Knocked the phone and everything. I'm talking about, I was like, ooh, wee. About the boy, I'm like, man, you what?
Put his chin on his shoulder and asked, should I do it to him? He then attacked him, and Ja Morant's father said all of that was true, except when Ja went up to the teen, he did hit him, but in self-defense. When the fight was over, the teenager threatened Ja by saying he'd light up his house, which scared Morant and his family. The teenager came home with a large nut on his head, so his mom called the police and
When these on them, yeah.
He probably did. I'll be real. I think it was all vice versa.
Yeah,
I think it was he hit Ja. They probably or he hit Ja with the ball, and then Ja like, man, you got me that out. They got that's when he probably said, man, I, you know what I'm saying, do your house. And then he probably fired on the man. You know what I'm saying?
That might have one of these.
That might have one of them Go-Birds on these.
report. And on January 5th, 2023, the family filed for a civil lawsuit against Ja, saying it was all Morant's fault, and he didn't act in self-defense. But
y'all know the family that did it, his mama is known for suing.
Yeah.
You done sued 17 before this.
This should teach you, trash talking Ja is never a good idea, which this fan learned when he tweeted at Ja after a terrible game. He was making fun of how Ja played, and even worse, he was making fun of his girl. And Ja responded with a tweet. It said, "It's free to see how hollows feel." He may have went a little too far, but for being one of the most athletic point guards in the NBA today, you'd think Ja was dunking the day he was born. It's surprising to know that Ja wasn't always this athletic. He couldn't even dunk his first 3 years in high school. Ja stood 5'9" and less than 160 pounds in his first 3 years. And despite that, he still earned All-State honors in South Carolina. And it wasn't until his senior year that he would finally throw down his first in-game dunk. So now he's able to dunk on anybody he wants. For number 7, Ja was actually teammates with another NBA All-Star all the way back in high school. It just happens to be the player picked ahead of him in the 2019 draft. 5 years before they were the number 1 and number 2.
And Efo won number 1.
But how you think his career gonna go, bro?
Zion.
Yeah.
If he stay healthy, he'll be alright. I'm gonna be all the way 100 with you, bro. Realistically, the way they treat Zion, it don't really matter if he stay healthy or not. He's gonna always be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Unless he continues to like decline real bad
and keep getting hurt.
But
that is true.
I'm just being real. If he comes back healthy and he can play at least,
if he come back healthy,
he can play like at least half the season, bro, without getting hurt.
He gonna stay top dog. He gonna stay top dog. Cause it's crazy. They might make the All-Star game this year.
That's great.
Which don't get me wrong. I understand.
That was wild to me. I'm gonna be honest.
26, 8-8 of 70% shoot is insane.
It's insane. Yeah.
But the man ain't.
I mean,
bro,
like I said, bro. One thing about the league,
he don't take no jump. I mean, shout out my boy Zion.
When it come down to the league, bro, if they been watching you ever since you were young and they had that spotlight on you, they gonna keep you relevant, bro. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm. That's why it can be easy for Ja to fall off, because he didn't have the spotlight. He didn't get the spotlight until his senior year.
Yeah, and that's why he going through what he going through now, because it's almost like, man, You ain't supposed to be here.
You roll some up, but you don't supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
But Zion, it was vice versa. You know
but I know if Ja calm down and get on his,
oh yeah, he be alright. Yes sir, for sure.
he gonna be top. He gonna be top dog for sure in the league.
Cause he doing his thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I Zion, I hope they might really just come back and.
Man, he gotta stop them
burgers, man.
Tortilla chips, he gotta stop them.
Jambalaya.
300 pounds at 6'8" is 6'6" is crazy, bro. 300 pounds at 6'6" that's insane.
For one, he gonna have to move out of New Orleans. You can't be somewhere with a lot of good.
Where they got
food.
that gumbo.
You gotta go to like Minnesota or somewhere like that.
Utah,
you know, slow it down a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, don't come to
You
Memphis.
can't even come to Memphis.
Barbecue.
You know, sir.
Do not come
Chicago got pizza.
Don't go to.
Can't go to New York. They know pizzas and chopped cheese, and you can't go to Philly. They known for the cheese steaks, and you know what I'm saying? Nah.
You see what happened? That boy hard had to get back in the gym, boy. Boy, I'm talking about.
Shoot, what Melo was with the Knicks. Them all busting down them pizzas. And,
Don't get me wrong, my boy Joel Embiid moved. But that boy out there running the dumb on him. That boy out there running the dumb on him. I ain't gonna lie, Philly gets it right. I'm telling you, boy.
You need to hire him a personal chef. Don't go out. None of this.
Shout out Embiid, man. You finally took over that first place in the MVP, man. Y'all got 11 games left, bro. Try to hold on to it.
What's gonna happen?
If y'all get 3 in a row, boy, I know something.
Yeah, my boy Zion got to go somewhere like Minnesota or Utah or something.
Yeah, Utah.
For sure. Man.
Picks of the draft. John Zion dominated on the court together. Back in high school, they didn't have all their basketball powers, so they weren't looked at as the stars they are today. Zion wasn't getting all media attention, and Ja was still as skinny as ever. Back then, no one could have guessed that these two would be future NBA All-Stars. When they were drafted in 2019, both players remember being teammates back in the day. Ja's dad remembers Zion being a quiet, athletic kid, but not quite as athletic as he is nowadays. And for number 8, even though he's one of the most exciting stars in the NBA today, Ja Morant wasn't a top recruit in high school. In fact, every site had him rated as a 0-star prospect. After earning All-State honors during his junior year, he received 0 D1 offers.
And they be so messed up because you got so many people that's so raw, bro.
They don't get a chance, bro.
Boy, it be.
Oh, they gotta work super hard to get
bro, to be a 0.
Like, I'm being real. Josh story, it's like a movie almost.
Real
Stuff
talk.
like that don't happen
Real talk at all.
Like, that was like on some real deal.
Now, them is what you can call some once in a lifetime.
That was some real deal. This was destined for you type
For
stuff.
real, dog.
Because you got noticed because the coach wanted to go get a snack.
Yeah. And then you got noticed.
And that was to get him to college. But
and
like
then you got noticed for the NBA because of the dunk.
Dunk, bro.
Like Ja Morant said, if it wasn't for that dunk, I wouldn't even be here right now.
That's crazy.
Where he got picked, top 2 or top 3?
Top 3.
Top 3. That's wild. That's man.
You talking about the draft?
Yeah.
I think he went number 2.
He went 2 because I went number 1 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hold on.
Was RJ Barrett get drafted with him?
Yeah, RJ Barrett. What?
RJ Barrett before him won. No, RJ Barrett was after him. He
went
was
to the
number 2.
Knicks.
Yeah.
So they were number 3. Damn.
Was he number 3? RJ Barrett was number 1, wasn't he? Or was Zion number 1? Zion was number 1. RJ Barrett was number 2. Was RJ Barrett number 2 or number 3?
Hold up.
Let me see real quick.
Yeah, look that up real quick. Did they say it on here?
Let me see.
Oh.
All-Stars. When they were drafted in 2019, both players remember being teammates back in the day. Ja's dad remembers Zion being a quiet, athletic kid, but not quite as athletic as he is nowadays. And for number 8, even though he's one of the most exciting stars in the NBA today, Ja Morant wasn't a top recruit in high school. In fact, every site had him rated as a 0-star prospect. After earning All-State honors during his junior year, he received 0.
Yeah. So we was right. It was
Barrett was number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was I know they were. Yeah.
He went to
the Knicks.
Yeah. But that's crazy though. But back to the point we was making. Like the man was. Let me show you. Yeah, he was number 2.
Second overall.
But that's crazy though, cause the man didn't nobody know who he was in high
He
school.
went second.
Man, this man would go get it. a pack of chips, a bag of chips, and then seen you. Then you did a dunk. Now you second up.
Now you lost though.
D1 offers, but it made sense. He only stood at 6 feet
But
tall.
I ain't gonna lie, that goes to show you how many people get overlooked.
Overlooked 1,000.
Because I'm just being real. For a person who had zero prospect, he was a zero prospect, no D1 offers, and he killing in the league, bro. That goes to show you how many people that's not in the league could be killing right now, man. For real.
It was tearing them up in high school. That's crazy.
And only weighed 160 pounds. Luckily for Ja, he was one of the last players added to a basketball camp. And the Murray State assistant coach happened to be at the camp. But for a completely different player. James Cain got hungry during the camp, so he went to the concession stand to find some snacks. And while he was there, he heard basketballs being dribbled in a different gym nearby. Out of curiosity, James went over to check it out and saw Ja Morant lighting it up in a game on 3-on-3. It only took Cain a few minutes to whip out his phone and call the head coach of Murray State. He told him to come to the gym immediately. He knew he found his player. When the head coach arrived and saw Morant, both coaches knew they found a special player and immediately began recruiting Ja. They offered him a 4-year scholarship to attend Murray State, but because Ja wasn't highly recruited, his parents had to ask if it was a full scholarship. Both coaches laughed and said, yeah, it's a full 4-year scholarship, but he's only going to be here for 2. If you're an athletic point guard who dunks on defenders and has insane hops, you're going to be compared to Russell Westbrook. But that's exactly what Ja wants to hear. Because in an interview with the Dan Patrick Show, Morant said that Westbrook was his favorite player. He tries to play just like Russ, with his ability to score, rebound, and pass. And of course, dunk on defenders.
I'm sorry,
He also
bro. But that's...
That boy be flying.
Man, if I don't realize how hard that is, bro. Like,
ability to score, rebound, and pass. And of course, dunk on defenders. He also plays with a similar chip on his shoulder, just like Westbrook. Morant doesn't feel like Westbrook gets the respect he deserves, and compares that to himself. Growing up, Ja also felt like he didn't get the respect he deserved and was overlooked as a player. Being a 0-star recruit, Ja's definitely following in Westbrook's footsteps, recording 8 career triple-doubles so far, with one of them coming in the playoffs. In his 3rd season, Ja was named an NBA All-Star starter, just like Russell Westbrook. Unfortunately, that isn't the only reason Morant and Westbrook have similar stories. When Westbrook was in high school, his best friend Kelsey Bars tragically passed away from a heart attack at just 16 years old. Westbrook used
and it's
the
so
death...
crazy, bro. That's why I ain't gonna need not lie. This I heard not this particular story. I heard this story before too, but this happened to a couple people I know. One was somebody I knew, they dad friend.
Mm-hmm.
That might had called and he was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, my chest hurting a little bit. I don't know what's going on. He was in the tub. He was like, man, let me go to the doctor, see what's wrong with him. And right when he hung up, he died. And then the same thing with this. When they was, cause I watched like the whole backstory on this, and he was on the court and they was hooping and stuff, and then he was telling Russ and them like, hey, my chest hurt, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, sit down for a little minute. He ended up kept playing and then fell out and he died. Like, bro, like that white there, bro, like that, bro. When folks chest and stuff be hurting like that, y'all gotta immediately go to the doctor, bro.
On that left side?
What? I ain't gonna lie.
His best friend as motivation to become the best basketball player he could be. And Ja suffered a similar loss growing up. Trey Beverly was Morant's cousin, who also played basketball. He was one of Ja's role models and pushed him to be the best basketball player he could be. Ja remembers his cousin always pushing him harder and reminding him that as long as he worked hard, he would make the NBA one day. But in 2017, Trey Beverly tragically passed away from a motorcycle accident. Ja honors his cousin on his Twitter bio with the hashtag LLT, which stands for Long Live Trey. And he also honored his late cousin when he got drafted. At the end of the interview, he ended it by saying, "Long live Trey." Losing his cousin was one of the worst days in Ja Morant's life, but one of the best was when he got his jersey retired by Murray State. Ja played 2 seasons at Murray State, and he made a ginormous impact. He set the record for most points in a season, and is tied for 7th in most points
That's my thing.
in a game. He's the
That's my thing. The main leads in the most average points in as far as Murray State, it wasn't getting looked at by the NBA. That is crazy to me. It took a dunk for these folks to look, that'd be
dumb.
wild, bro. That'd be wild.
The record for most points in a season and is tied for 7th in most points in a game. He's the university leader for assists and most assists in one season. And he holds multiple records for most assists in one game. At Murray State, he averaged 24.5 points and 10 assists per game.
What more can you do?
Double.
24 and 10, then you got the most points in Murray State
You want me
history.
to tell you what's so crazy? If it weren't for that dunk, he would have did all that.
And would have been somewhere working at a 9 to 5, bro.
Or trying to get in the
Or
league.
trying to get me G-League on me.
Overseas.
JUCO.
That's crazy.
Led them to March Madness and won the OVC Player of the Year award back-to-back. On February 1st, 2020, the Murray State Racers retired John Morant's jersey. He became the 11th player to have his jersey retired by Murray State. Now, he holds a lot of records in college, but we can't forget about the record Ja holds in the NBA, because he holds the record for dunking on the most people. I don't know if that's a record, but look at these.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Ja is clearly not afraid to dunk on anyone. But you know who else isn't afraid of dunking? LeBron James. Check this video
Man, we
out
already know
right
about
here.
Ron. You know, you can tell me about this.
Mine's LeBron James.
It was like LeBron James.
No, we talking about old
We
job.
talking about you, we talking about Ja. You know what I'm saying? Ja Ralph. Yeah, bro, that's I ain't gonna lie. That's tough, bro. That's man, Ja, get on mine. When you get back, bro, man, just chill, bro.
Do your thing.
Do your thing,
On
you know what I'm
that
saying? Let your game talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, man. Shout out Ja Morant, shout out to him. If y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the rest, don't forget to subscribe. We out.